everybody. Happy Thursday. We're having streams later in the week this week because I had a major problem. My air conditioning broke, flooded my bedroom. Luckily, it only the floorboards seemed to be recovering, but I freaked out. Uh, it also, was I had to get cleaning supplies because with coronavirus, you have to take extra precautions. So I had to order the cleaning supplies. And also, it was ridiculously hot in here. It was really hot because it's really hot here in New York City. And I had no air conditioning, basically. So it was a rough couple of days. It was difficult. And I was just also really nervous about having someone come in. But yes, everything was taken care of. I did a ton of cleaning. But still, if you can, I would recommend not having anyone come into your home if you can avoid it. But this was unfortunately unavoidable. But anyway, I'm back. I'm back, baby. So I've been prepping a lot of content. I've been doing all my Harley Quinn content in advance because I'm expecting a big day tomorrow for the boys. They're having a big event. I'm hoping for a new trailer. I would break down. Jordan, Hamilton next week. I'm very excited. The screener goes out early, and the embargo actually lifts, I think, on Tuesday. So they must feel pretty confident about it. But yes, so I'm getting all my Harley Quinn content ready in advance, so I'll be ready to do the boys coverage because I'll break down that trailer and all that stuff. I hope there is a trailer. And then also there might be some Wonder Woman new images. Total Film comes out tomorrow. I don't know if they have any cool new images or not. We'll see. But I have to be ready for that as well. And I really wanted to make sure my Harley Quinn content went up. The Harley and Ivy relationship video will definitely go up tomorrow. The spoiler review might go up on Saturday, depending on how much boys and other content there is. Yeah, I don't know, Mika. The Umbrella Academy just quit. I don't know where they are. They actually even have a release date. We're definitely getting a release date for the boys tomorrow. It's been promised. We're definitely getting a season 2 release date. I'm so excited! We're not going to get a Wonder Woman trailer tomorrow, Drew Brano. No way. That's not going to happen. The movie doesn't come out until October now, so it's too early for that. But yeah, by the way, Doom Patrol started today. They didn't do a very good job getting the word out. First 3 episodes of Doom Patrol Season 2 are up on HBO Max and DC Universe. Harley Quinn finishes Season 2 tomorrow. And so there's some cool stuff going on. I'm very excited. I just got Doom Patrol episode 4 for Season 2. They always give the press, we're a week ahead of you, so that our coverage can be ready to go. All right, so anyway, we have a great amount of stuff to talk about today. Princess and the Frog, of course, has been in our thoughts because we just did the watch. I covered it on a live stream that inspired us to do a watch along, and now here we're talking about it again because Disney, I think, did the right thing. But before we get started, let's do our usual, where is everybody streaming from? And then, of course, at the end of the stream, members can ask me anything they'd like for the final 10 minutes. If you can't become a member, no problem. I'm just glad you're tuning in and you're a part of the party. No problem at all. That's why I'm doing these streams for everybody. And I might keep it this way going forward because, I think it works. How do you guys feel? Do you guys like having the stream open to everyone but only members can comment? Or do you like having the whole stream private? I think it's nice to have like a party. You guys are still telling me where you are. I'm sorry. I threw you a curveball with a new question. There was never going to be a watch along tomorrow, Mandela Butterfly, but there will be a stream tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. See, the BTT members are so nice. They like having it open to everyone. Yeah, anyone can watch, members can comment. And if you're a member, I really appreciate it. It does help me out considerably during this difficult time. So it does make a difference to me. So, and it's not too expensive. I think it's like $7 a month around there. Part of that goes to YouTube, part of it goes to me. But I try and give you a lot for your money's worth. I take your subscription very seriously. So that's why, even though I couldn't do streams earlier in the week, I'm doing these makeup streams. We do watch-alongs, usually once a month. I'm trying to do them more often because of everyone being under quarantine. But I'm trying to do them a little bit more often. Thank you, Deep Fried Bacon. That's a great name. You're making me hungry. All right, so where is everybody watching from? Now we can go back to that. Let's see here. It's only 5 pounds in the UK, Portis points out. That's great. You guys are so nice to everybody. Terry is in my temporary home in Morinville, Alberta. I hope you're being safe. We're skyrocketing here in the United States with cases. I thought maybe we would be almost over with this, but it's not looking good. I don't know what's going to happen to movies. Jay is near Disneyland. Disneyland had to push its opening, not because it was their idea, but because the government made them, the local government. Danny's in Iowa City. ZBX says it's very hot in the UK as well. The movie lover is eating a McDouble and getting ready to go back to work in Vancouver. The movie lover, you're at a movie theater. I hope it's going well. X Argus XX Blade X is in Michigan. Let's see here. CJ. Hey, CJ. In New York. Let's see here. Sean, the cases are spiking. California, Texas, and Florida are the worst right now in the United States. California is actually, I don't know if they're going to go back into production because California just reported the most cases they've ever had in a single day, 7,000 new cases. George is chilling on my bed with a fan on. That's great. Good for you. The Platinum Diva is making a pizza in Las Vegas. That sounds great. Vegas, by the way, just changed the policy at the casinos. At the casinos now, you must wear a mask or you will be made to leave. Jico made a wonderful video about why he likes being a member of the BTT community. Oh, it was such a nice video. That was so sweet of you. I loved seeing it. Max is in rainy Moscow. That sounds very picturesque. Tari just made a cake. Delicious. Braden's in Colorado. Carlos says it's 89 in Denver. It's a tad hotter where you are. Lloyd says it's a beautiful cloudy day in Virginia. And Fidel says he's again in Memphis. I know Fidel's studying to be, he is a teacher, but he's studying to be a science teacher. It's very hot and rainy. Oh, the humidity makes it worse. I don't like the humidity. When my air conditioning wasn't working, the humidity also skyrocketed in here. It was hot. I felt like I was in a Tennessee Williams play. Hey, Nathan. That's a great picture of you. All right, everybody. And Carrie just finished a workout in Chicago. Oh, that's great. I hope it was a safe workout. I hope everybody, please stay safe. Just wear a mask. You can do whatever you want if you're wearing a mask. Look at it that way. A mask means freedom, not being inhibited. All right. So let's talk about the 3 stories of the day. And then, of course, as always, at the end of the stream, members may ask me anything that they would like. All right. Story number 1. You ready? Boop. All right, there we are. Oh, let me get the picture. I wanted to get you a picture of this. Hold on. I was so rushed I forgot to add it. I'll just add it while you wait. Dude, hold music. Do 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 do. I sing like Lucille Ball. I'm not a good singer. Hold on. Here we go. There. Oh, it's real big. Let me make it smaller. All right. There's the image that they're going to do of the Princess and the Frog. I'll make it really big, full picture size for a moment so everyone can see it. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's really pretty. Look at Tiana in the front there with all those Mardi Gras stuff going on there. And the thing that I want to point out the most with this picture is what they've done to the top of Splash Mountain. Now, you know Splash Mountain is a broken tree at the very top of where you come out and you go down the big chute. They've turned that into Mama Odie's Bayou home. And that's going to be a major, major addition. They have to put that frickin' boat in there and all those trees. It might be forced perspective now that I think about it. Like, you know how you can see Beast's castle, but you're like, in real life, it's like only like 4 or 5 feet tall. So maybe that'll be what they're going to do. I mean, there it looks like it's the size of the Tree of Life, for Pete's sake. But it's really gorgeous, and all the fireflies and the trees. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Oh, by the way, speaking of Lewis, I'll tell you a funny side story. So, of course, they have alligators in Florida, and it was very tragic when like a year or so, maybe 2 years ago at this point, a little boy was killed by a gator. Staying at the Grand Floridian Hotel, he was playing in the water near the beach. And the problem is the gators have become very not afraid of humans in Florida at the Disney Resort because they've built rooms on the water on the Seven Seas Lagoon. And the people who stay there like to feed the gators from their room. So the gators used to be like, oh, people are bad. But now they're like, people will feed me. And if they won't, I'll eat the smaller ones. And at that time, people were paying a lot of attention to the gators on the property. And I saw footage of a very tiny, like a baby gator in Splash Mountain. You can probably still find this. And they showed someone who worked at the park with a little noose trying to get him around the neck and get him off of Splash Mountain. And I was like, and it kind of scared me about riding Splash Mountain in the future. I was like, oh my God, there's an actual gator, because, of all the water in the ride. Like, he really was nestled in there in the ride. And I'm like, that just really absolutely scared the heck out of me. And now, because Lewis is actually going to be an animatronic on the attraction, you might think it's Lewis, but it could be an actual gator. So I think they need to be careful about how these things get onto the property. It's very scary. So that made me, kind of really nervous about Splash Mountain. And I'm still hesitant to ride it, even with this new news, because that's just as scary to me. I guess really keep your arms and legs inside the attraction, because there might be a freaking gator out there. It's very scary. I like the Platinum Divas like, this is why I like California. Yes, this will be available, this new ride. And oh, thank you, Zester. I'm glad you like my shirt. I have the space shirt and then the lesser worn water shirt, which I like a lot. So anyway, this ride will be available with being reskinned not only in Florida, but also at Disneyland. So you can ride it in both places. And as Dancing Dog pointed out, gators are fast. You don't want to mess with the gator. It's really scary. I don't like that. I get nervous about Disney and staying at some of the resorts where you walk around at night, because I'm like, I don't want to get attacked by an alligator. All right, so anyway. Let's talk about this news. So there's the picture. I can make it a little bigger. It's so beautiful. Hold on, let me get it. It's so pretty. All right, so there it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is going to be, as you can see, a huge reskinning of the ride. They'll probably do one, and then maybe they'll do them both at the same time. They might do them during the winter. When these parks reopen, we'll see when they actually reopen. Doing it when it's a little bit colder, I think would be an easy time to do it. Who wants to ride a water ride at that time anyway? I think it's a great idea. Now, also, this shows a trend at Disney with their attractions, and that's really, if they can't, attractions are more valuable to them if they can put an IP in there, right? We saw it with the Norway Pavilion where they turned it into Frozen. I was sad about that too, but I like the Frozen ride quite a bit, I have to tell you. It's a great ride. I miss the old one, but I do like the new Frozen ride. It's very, very well done. And so you have to wonder if attractions like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, if their days are numbered. I think it really just matters. As soon as they can find a brand that organically fits with these attractions that don't have themed characters in them, they will change it. Haunted Mansion, as I told you, they're developing a Disney Plus show. If that show does well, they'll stick those animatronics from the characters in the show on the ride. For instance, they put Johnny Depp in Pirates, and I gotta tell you, I like it. I like Johnny Depp. I like Jack Sparrow in the Pirates attraction. Tower of Terror didn't stand a chance. They reskinned it to Guardians of the Galaxy in California, and that makes sense to me because they don't own the Twilight Zone brand. In fact, now it's on CBS All Access. So to them, it's not, why promote a brand that Disney doesn't own? So, either they'll buy it like they bought Avatar, or they'll just redo it. Now, this was a perfect thing for social media. It trended all day. It jumped immediately to the top of Splash Mountain. Then Tiana has been trending, which I think is wonderful. I don't think she gets nearly enough attention. I'm very, very happy about that. I really am excited for this. And then also some other things trended, particularly Frontierland and Critter Country. Now, also this has a little bit of a political aspect to it. I don't think it's a problem. I think only the most extreme people would be upset about this, right? I mean, come on. I think it's a great, great idea. I think it does fit with Frontierland. I think it does fit with Critter Country, which is the land that it's in California. It's right off of New Orleans Square, where Tiana already makes appearances. And she's on the riverboat in Florida. She makes appearances on the riverboat there, which is right around the corner from Splash Mountain. So it works. And I agree with all of you. They need a store and a restaurant and some kind of voodoo thing. I think it's a really great idea. Now, this will feature mostly Tiana and Lewis, as you can see them sitting there in the corner of the picture. I will be upset if Naveen does not show up. I think it would be horrible to have a black Disney princess and not have her romantic interest there with her. I think that would be real bad, especially because every other Disney princess, actually, Kristoff he shows up, but he's not with he's not with Anna in that ride, but he's still there. Naveen has to show up. And I agree. Well, I don't know if Ray can show up because this takes place, Joseph, after the movie. And, I don't want to give away spoilers, but that would make it difficult. Maybe he and Evangeline can show up in the sky. But anyway, the good thing is that means that Tiana is not going to have to be a frog during the ride. She can be Tiana during the ride, which is excellent. And they will use the music, Lloyd. And yeah, you're right. The other Fireflies can show up from the movie. But yes, they will use the classic songs. It's going to be planning for Mardi Gras, which means at the end, when you go by the riverboat, speaking of riverboats in that attraction, it'll probably be a big Mardi Gras situation. It's going to be really, really fantastic. And Mama Odie will also, of course, make an appearance. Now, some of you have been asking, does this mean they might do a live action Princess and the Frog? Does this mean they might do, oh, why is that there? Hold on. Does this mean they might do a sequel or an animated series? I think that this certainly means that Disney does care about the Princess and the Frog brand. This is a huge spotlight to shine on the IP. And I think that if the ride is well received, if it has long lines and people are buying the merch, I think that they will do something with it for sure. Definitely, 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 definitely. Disney always wants to make a buck. And so if there's that's the business. It is a business. It's show business, not show friends. So if this does well, and I would say they probably wouldn't do a live not show. A lot of you would like a live action Princess and the Frog, but I bet they do a new adventure. I think that it would be a problem to do a live action Princess and the Frog, but she spends most of the time as a frog. I think that would be bad. I think they would do maybe a live action, another story with Tiana, because she's such a great character. I think this is wonderful. If you haven't seen the movie, it's so good. We just, as I said, rewatched it. The watch along is up if you'd like to watch it with me. It's available now both on Disney Plus and Netflix. There's really no excuse for you not to watch it. Hi, Ivan. I'm glad you just made it. So how about you guys? Who's in favor of this? Who thinks this is a good idea? I think it's a great idea. I think it's the most perfect idea ever. You guys are always a little bit behind me, so I have to wait. Everybody loves it. Oh, that's great. Kenny, the watch-alongs are all on the live stream playlist. Everybody loves it because it's a no-brainer. Disney has said they've been planning this for a year. They've been working on it, and they do have an African-American woman who's one of the leads in Imagineering spearheading the project, which is just perfect. And it's not tokenism because she's already a major player in Imagineering, but of course she's the perfect person to pick. Oh, that's fantastic. Everybody loves it. It's hard for me to do a live action casting video because I think they'd have to find someone who was new, who nobody knew about. So it's hard for me to cast Tiana and Naveen, and also like Jennifer Lewis has to be Mama Odie. She's got to come back as that. It's a tough movie to cast. I like Janelle Monáe too, but I think they tend to go a little younger for their Disney princesses casting. So I'd really do a casting search. It's just so good. I think Storm Reid is a little too light-skinned. I think that would not be a good look for the movie to have the first, to have like a black Disney princess. I think you want someone who very much will represent the community. That's a tough one. That's something the community would have to speak to. But as a white person weighing in on the casting, that's what I would think. Jodie Turner-Smith has a regal quality that I think that makes her more Storm. I think you need someone who has a real like roll up their sleeves and dive in kind of attitude. You need a real wholesome but mainstream feel. It's very, very important. It's a tough role to cast. It's very hard. You need just the right person. Just the right person. Chloe Bailey. Sean's like, Chloe Bailey. Zendaya. I don't know. Zendaya, I think, is a little bit too delicate in my opinion. I love Zendaya so much. But also Zendaya also has a light skin situation. They can't keep, the colorism in Hollywood has to stop. It has to stop. So they can't continue with that. But I do love Zendaya. She's wonderful. I think the colorism with Zendaya and Laura Harrier would be a bit of a problem. But I like Zendaya so much. But I think it would be a problem. The girl playing Ariel, to be honest with you, probably would have been a fantastic Tiana. Haley Bailey, but she's playing Ariel, and that's the reason I wouldn't pick her sister. I think it would tie it too much to the Little Mermaid project. But it's really going to be tough. Anna Diop. Anna Diop is a great choice. How old is Anna Diop? Let me look it up. You might have solved it. Maybe I'll make a video. Who said Anna Diop? Sufjan. I got to give you credit. Hold on. Let me write it down. Sufjan. All right. Let me see. I got to see. I mean, she seems a little older to me, but let me see how old she is. Let me see how old she is, because this is perfect. I accidentally tuned into my own live stream. Give me a minute. She's a little older than they like to go, but I think she's so great. I think she's a really great choice. But she's like, how old is Emma Watson? Like, it's a lot older than Disney likes to go, which I think is stupid. But they do that. See, Emma Watson's 30. Oh, this is a great idea. Okay, it should be Anna Diop. Anna Diop is a fantastic choice. She's perfect. Sufjan, I shall make a video and I shall give you the credit. All right, so that's just fantastic. Issa Rae is hilarious, but I don't see her as a Disney princess. Anna Diop is perfect. Anna Diop, she's perfect. I don't even know what to say. She's just that good as a choice. She has that, her Starfire, she has that stick in the mud, right? She has that stick in the mud quality that, of course, Tiana has. All right, Naomi King. Let me look up Aja Naomi King. Let me look up Aja Naomi King really fast. CJ's very adamant about it. Oh, she does look great. She looks good too. But she looks very TV to me. That makes me a little nervous. I think Anna Diop has more of a Disney princess look. I really like Anna Diop in this role. It's nuts. Let me write it down. I'll do that early next week. When should I do it? Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Damn it. Okay. Let me look at my schedule. All right. Michael Cimino, he's too much younger than Anna Diop. And also, I like the idea of, let me see if I do it. Let me see if I do it. It's a little hard. Do it now. It's a little hard to do it. Let me think about it. It's going to be tough to do it because Naveen needs to be Middle Eastern, in my opinion. I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. Let me look at my schedule. Let me look at what it's tough. It's a tough thing to do. All right. So anyway, but I think Anna Diop is just absolutely perfect. All right. So let's get to the second story of the day. We got a little off track there. We got all excited. All right. So let me get rid of the image. All right, so the next story of the day, boop. All right, so Comic-Con at Home is finally starting to get some programming lined up. Woo! I'm sure they're sweating on that one, especially because now, of course, they have to compete with DC fandom, and the jury is still out on what Marvel is going to do, if they're going to have their own event to try and match DC fandom, or if they're going to, be the big heavy at Comic-Con at Home. I'm sure Comic-Con at Home is like, please, 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 be a part of our event. But so far, they're sticking mostly to television. So the two things that they've done already, Joseph, D23, though, isn't this year. So that's a bit of a problem that they have for Marvel. There's no D23 this year, so they can't even do digital. They could do a digital D23, but it's a little late to announce it, so Marvel would have to do their own presentation. Comic-Con at Home is open to everyone if you're interested in watching. Comic-Con is Comic-Con at Home is, I think it's free to attend. Anyone can watch. I'm sure they'll be selling ads on it. So far, the things that have been announced, AMC will be showing up with all their Walking Dead shows. Hulu will show up with 3 shows, but the one that's most interesting to me is Hellstrom. That's moving forward at Hulu. That's a Marvel show, Damien Hellstrom. But then also, the reason I put this in the stream today is that they got their first movie panel, Bill and Ted. Face the Music will have a panel for Comic-Con at home. It'll be hosted by Kevin Smith, who says he's seen the movie and it's great, but of course he said that he's hosting the panel. He's not like, I didn't like it so much, but I'm hosting the panel anyway because I already signed on to do it. And of course, there's speculation that maybe we'll get a new trailer. But I'm curious to see how Comic-Con at home shapes up. I'm not sure how these panels are being filmed. One thing that surprised me is that I saw that some of the panels were being filmed in advance. So they're canned panels. I have mixed feelings about that. I think not to be able to take viewer questions, for these things not to be live, I think misses some of the fun with it. If you're just tuning into stuff that was filmed like a week or 2 weeks in advance, and it's canned and there's no chance for you to interact with the people who are there, I feel that's maybe like take some of the magic away from it. I think it should be a live stream. Like this is a live stream, especially for an event like this. I think that, maybe they don't all have to be filmed in advance, but I think it would be better if the big ones were. Like I would film, like the Bill and Ted one I think should be live. How do you guys feel? Do you think, Sony says they're going to be there too? I didn't see that story yet. No, you're just asking if they will. No, Sony has not, none of the movie companies. Bill and Ted is the first movie announcement. Nobody else is committed. So I'm curious, how do you guys feel? Do you care if it's a canned panel or do you prefer that it be live? Like I feel if they're not there live, why do I have to tune in when it airs unless it goes away? Live. Yeah, it's pretty clear that it should be live. It's weird to me that not everybody would say that's an obvious. I mean, yeah, how could you not have a Q&A section, as Lloyd just pointed out? Live. As for like this Michael Keaton and Ryan Reynolds situation, I just saw somebody ask, I think Nick, if this will be announced at DC Fandom. It all depends if the deals go through. These deals are in discussion, so they have to meet the price and the demands of the talent. So the talent it's now in the court of those people. So, it might not be ready for DC Fandom. These projects are a little bit far away. So, we're not sure for sure. I also think, the more I thought about it, the more I think there might be a chance that Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern discussion is also for The Flash. And that it would be Ezra Miller running through all the former DC movies, which I feel I don't understand where they're going with that. That seems like, and I think it would be difficult to compete. I think it raises the bar for Multiverse of Madness, but don't raise the bar against Kevin Feige because he'll meet you. So I just am not quite sure how this is coming together. I think they're taking meetings and seeing if the actors will do it, and then they'll write it. Bye, Lisa. So, let's just see. I have heard that Michelle Pfeiffer would come back if Michael Keaton says yes. But Michael Keaton has to say yes, so it's all dependent on that. That's why I'm telling you I don't think they wrote it. So Christina Hodson could get rewritten or just totally have a new screenwriter brought on, but there's no way they would write Michael Keaton returns as Bruce Wayne if they didn't have him say yes for sure. So I think they're waiting to see that. I agree with Joseph. Kevin Feige's, it almost forces Kevin Feige to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield for Spider-Man. But that would be just phenomenal. And yeah, I agree. If this turned into a DC Fandom Flash discussion, but I would agree that if they're doing that, Flash runs through old DC movies, you just get a new Flash. It's just ridiculous to have. Ezra Miller, I think, just is not an exciting. He just no one. I don't think. Who wants to see Ezra Miller return? Because if I say who wants to get rid of him, you'll all write me. But let's see if I can see anyone. Let's see if there's just silence. Does anyone want to keep Ezra Miller? Maybe the Snyder Cut will change my mind about him, but so far I'm not very happy. I hate him, says Max. That's hilarious. Yeah, nobody wants him. Yeah, I don't see anyone being like, Ivan says he'd give him another shot. Yeah. Yeah, Evan Peters. Let's swap him out. That'd be great. I love Evan Peters as the Flash. Although Matt doesn't like recasting, so he says, we're going to ride this to the bitter end. And Scott, says he could go either way. So let's see. Let's see what happens. All right. So this turned into a DC fandom discussion. All right. I'll cover the schedules for both these events when they are announced. You know, when the final schedules are announced for DC fandom and Comic-Con at home. I'll make those videos. All right. So let's go to the final story of the day. Boop. All right. So yes, Cyberpunk 2077 has begun its pre-advertising campaign. The game is supposed to release in November of this year, so they've started their streams Night City Wire, which, you know, a lot of games I've seen do this. A lot of games have like a Twitch stream where they have some representatives for the game walk you through new announcements and, you know, just kind of build the hype. I think it's a great idea. So Night City Wire debuted this morning. They showed a new trailer, although I had my eye on it for Keanu Reeves' new footage, but he just popped up at the very end and said the F word. And you're like, yeah, they could have done a little more with that. But I guess, you know, Keanu Reeves isn't the whole reason for the game's existence, so they don't want to oversell it or overexpose it. So they had that. And then also they made this big announcement, and they must have big hopes for the franchise because they announced that 2 years after this game debuts, there will be an anime series on Netflix about it. And I'm like, what? That's so weird. That's so weird that you would, 2 years later, you think Cyberpunk 2077 is still going to be such a big deal 2 years after it releases? And they're like, we do. So it'll be an anime series, you know, a little bit like there's a series of shorts for Batman that came out at that one time. And they're going to explore, I think, not only explore the world of Cyberpunk City for gamers who play the game, but I think they want to expand the brand to non-gamers and get them into that storytelling. And that, to me, says they really want this to jump to a Hollywood platform, be it a television show or a live-action movie, which means Akira, you better get moving, because Cyberpunk is very Akira-like, in my opinion. Does anyone here play Akira? I mean, does anyone play Cyberpunk? Oh, it's the Witcher games, GP? Yeah, they must be like... So that makes sense for the Netflix relationship. It's getting sunny out there. I don't see a lot of fans here who play this game. It's like the first major, like, cool modern version of this franchise. So, is anyone planning to play it? Yeah, some of you are going to play it when it comes out. That's great. I mean, I would definitely check these anime shorts out. I mean, I'm always curious to see if an IP can jump to Hollywood. And it's hard for video games to do that, but they're getting better. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. It's 4:35. You can ask me anything you'd like until 4:45, and then I must edit my My Spy review. I have to wait for you guys to catch up. Youngie says, how big is my comic collection? Well, I have a lot of comics from when I was growing up in a storage unit in New Jersey. That's a lot of comics. I had thought one day I could resell them, but I think that comic books don't really have a lot of value anymore because of digital comics. My digital collection, I have thousands of comics on my Comixology account. I'll tell you how many comics I have. Hold on. Let me see if it comes up on my account here. They're all in the cloud. I'm very happy about it. My books. Browse library. I have 677 series. Oh, it does books. I have 3,110 books. How do you like them apples? How do you like them comics? So 3,110. I love Comixology. It's fantastic. The Movie Lover says, what will happen with Ansel Elgort in West Side Story? Well, I was pretty impressed with other people who have been accused, like Justin Bieber and Cole Sprouse. Justin Bieber had the receipts, the literal receipts for where he was like several years ago. That was a very strong response. Cole Sprouse, you know, the people who accused the Riverdale cast actually came out and said, we lied just to show you that people will believe anything, which was very damaging for real victims. Although I think to accuse people on Twitter maybe isn't the place to do it, right? Although where do you do that? It's a crazy new world that we live in. But I think with Ansel Elgort, what really got him was that he had there was this Just like with Chris D'Elia. Chris D'Elia, by the way, I saw that he was fired by his agent, by his manager. Chris D'Elia is done. So, by the way, you should not try and hook up with your fans. That's a recipe for disaster. And if someone says, come to my hotel room, who's famous and doesn't want to be seen in public with you, odds are it's not going to go well. So I think those are important things to remember. I think some people get swept up in the fantasy that maybe this will be it. But if they won't even go to dinner with you, I think that you should be really nervous about it. But with Ansel Elgort, this girl has a picture of the two of them together, and Ansel Elgort did say that they had a relationship and then he ghosted her, which is implying that she's just saying this because she feels, jilted. But I think that Ansel Elgort's Instagram account isn't doing many favors with all those creepy, weird photos on it. It just makes him seem really bad. Like, even if you're not sure if something illegal happened, he does seem, as Dancing Dog 60 said, kind of sleazy. I think that I think West Side Story is done, awards wise. It's done. It's like DOA. It's done. And then I feel at the movies, a lot of the people who they would want to see that movie, I think probably wouldn't go now. So I think the movie has a real problem. Mika says, do I reread comics? Sometimes I reread trades, but I don't reread a lot of comics, to be honest with you. I used to when I had physical copies. I'd saved a couple of physical copies of comics that I really loved, like Mad Love and Batman Year One, Superman for All Seasons. But a long time ago now, I had mold in one of my apartments. Me and mold. It's a bad story. But I lost all those comics, so I don't have any physical comics anymore, which is a little sad. So should In the Heights move up, says Daniel? Maybe. But do they want to be like the movie that moved up to take advantage of West Side Story situation? Let West Side Story crash and burn, and then next year, In the Heights will come out. I didn't. Do you mean Harleen Spencer, the Harley Quinn comic? I didn't like a lot of the recent Harley Quinn adult comics that came out. I thought they were not very good. I did like the all ages Harley Quinn adventure that came out. I thought, that was very well done. It was its own thing. It was its own universe. But I thought it was really well conceived. A Hamilton watch along, Eric? I don't know if I'm the person to watch Hamilton with because I don't really know any of the lyrics. MJC, I don't collect anything because of the mold situation. It made me really anti-material because I had to lose all of my belongings. So I really don't collect things anymore. I actually don't have very many things. Hey, Ray. Hey, Ray Riddle. Misty Rand, that's a great name. Do you think that Shang-Chi will make its release date? I like your Iron Fist reference there. I like who you're shipping. I think there's a chance it will not make its release date, which begs the question, what will Marvel put in that kicking off the summer thing? I think they should push Eternals. Eternals won't be ready. So if Shang-Chi can't make that, I think they should put Eternals there. Braden says, do you think that it's okay to see West Side Story? Well, let's see if there's the Ansel Elgort thing is still developing. We don't know how bad it is exactly. I think, yeah, it's fine to go and I would think that at this moment, it's fine to go and see it as long as, it's already been made and it's just, I think it is a good story. I honestly would watch the original. I don't know why they're remaking it. It's brilliant. Steven Spielberg has yet to explain why he felt he needed to remake like a perfect movie. Matt says, Grace, you have said that you were given a chance to read the Joker script before the movie came out. Have you ever gotten a chance to? Yeah, and I said no because I didn't want it to change how I felt about the movie. Have you ever gotten a chance to read any other scripts before the movies came out? I have not particularly. That one was like really making the rounds apparently in Hollywood, and I just said I didn't want to read it. Hey, DeVille West. Zakaria, I would have liked to react to Superman Man of Tomorrow, the trailer, but it was only on IGN. They never posted it anywhere else, and it has the IGN watermark on it, and I just don't feel comfortable reacting to that. Rodrigo says he felt offended by the original West Side Story. That's interesting to me. I'm curious as to why. I thought it was very good, but I would be curious to hear someone else's perspective. Portis says, why do they have the Birds of Prey writer working on The Flash? It seems like a recipe for disaster. It really does. But I think you can see from the meetings that they're having that they're probably going to significantly rewrite that script. So I think someone else will come on board and do that. Aaliyah says, hey, Aaliyah, any Mulan tea? I told you, I tweeted yesterday that they're coming close to making a decision as to what to do about the movie. I think with these cases spiking everywhere and Disneyland having to not be able to open, we'll see if Disney World can still reopen. They said they're still on track, but you never know what could happen in the next couple of days. I think there is a good, and I told you that I did hear from several sources that they are thinking of putting Mulan on PVOD, not Disney Plus, but PVOD, like they did with Onward. I think it's a pretty good chance that it'll go to PVOD at this point, but let's see what happens. I'm not sure about New Mutants, Alfonso. One thing at a time, one movie at a time. Mandela Butterfly, China has still not reopened. Their movie theaters are not open either. So what are they going to do with Mulan? Butter Pie, that's great. I did hear that Chuck E. Cheese went bankrupt, and the Princess and the Frog Splash Mountain news was so big that it couldn't even get Chuck E. Cheese into the top 10 because everyone was talking about Splash Mountain. What do I think of the new Avengers game, Danny? I feel that's what happens when you don't have the rights to the likenesses of your actors. It's so clearly supposed to be those characters. Bruce Banner even wears the same purple shirt from the first Avengers movie. They just clearly don't have the rights to do their faces. So they have these weird stand-ins where you're like, that's just like a cheap copy of the characters we know and love. We have 1 more minute left. I did get a screeners for the Frozen 2 Into the Unknown doc series, but I haven't watched them yet. It's hard. Some things just don't get enough attention. I have to try to balance out my coverage, especially because I had this problem this week. Nikachu says, do you think that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker has a big future? If they can crack the script. In fact, the production company just did an interview, somebody who works for the production company that did Joker, and they said they're waiting for a script. They said, we're waiting for a really good Joker 2 script so we can greenlight it. Favorite ice cream, Jay? I like Rocky Road ice cream. I like ice cream with stuff in it. I like gelato. For some reason, gelato I love, and I can eat just plain gelato. I think it's so delicious. But I don't really like ice cream on its own. I like it with like a brownie or something a la mode, or I like it in like a sprinkle cone. That's a waffle cone with sprinkles on top. That's delicious. Whenever I go to Disneyland, I always have to get a sprinkle cone with ice cream from Main Street. Every time. I like you, Zed. I just haven't seen your question. So I like all gelato. But when it comes to ice cream, I like ice cream with stuff in it, like cookie dough ice cream. That's what I like. Chico, what's for dinner tonight? I think I'm going to have a salami sandwich and watch Doom Patrol Season 2, Episode 4. And then I'm watching Little Fires Everywhere, which is so melodramatic. But I love it. I think it's really good. Num Num cookies, Matthew. Num Num cookies are available at the Disney parks, and they're like a raw cookie. Hey, Neon Penguin 95. That's great. They're so delicious. They're so good. I haven't heard anything about a Conjuring trailer. I don't think trailers are going to really start until the movies start playing. Everyone's just waiting for a movie to be the first to open. Ellis has cookie dough ice cream right now. During quarantine, I did a couple of times get the ingredients to make cookie dough, chocolate chip cookies, so I could eat some of the dough. And it was so good. Yeah, Jay Fry, the guy. Jay Fry, the guy, said Doom Patrol they're excited about. Yes. Rashad is the one who said, yes, Little Fires Everywhere is good. You're right. It's excellent. Elliot's having chocolate chip cookies from McDonald's. Those are very good. Oh, it's 4:47. You guys are so much fun to talk to. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Unless there is going to be a stream tomorrow, I will make sure there's a stream that happens. Because Harley Quinn news tomorrow? Red, tell me very quickly. Are you talking about my videos, or did they make an announcement about Harley Quinn news tomorrow? Red, give me the information. Then I'll log off. Come on, survivor of storms. I'm waiting for him to type. Oh, Gary, thanks for staying up late. Hey, Neon Penguin, long-time viewer, first-time member. My name is Phoenix, and I'm so happy to be a part of the family. Me too, I'm so happy. Okay, Survivor, you're talking about for the character? Red, DM me what you heard. DM me what's going on. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and it looks like there will be a lot to cover tomorrow. Okay, everybody, bye, bye-bye.